Starting in 2013, the tax picture for these small Chapter S businesses that are taxed at the individual rate, it's a dramatic change. And the gist of the article was, enjoy these times, because believe it or not, you're going to look back on 2011 and 2012 nostalgically when these rates go up in 2013. Let me come back to the Barack Obama calls it a day fantasy that I was having. If Hillary Clinton gave just the most imperceptible wink of maybe, do you think that would be a game changer? I mean, she is really consistent, she's very loyal, but if she just indicated, you know, it's an interesting idea, would there be a movement in the Democratic Party?
There might be, but there might be. But
you're getting all excited over there.
I love her.
But would a Clinton presidency do all the things we're talking about?
Well, no, but I mean, just in terms of moving the needle. She's probably the most popular, people are going to cringe when I say this, she's probably the most popular national politician at the moment. Her positives are very high, her negatives are very low. Clearly a lot of Democratic voters have buyer's remorse, and when they have it, who else are they thinking of, Chip, right? They're only thinking of Hillary.
Well, I think she would be the type of option that if the president were to consider this sort of a, as far as I know, unprecedented action, she would probably be the one who would be considered. But I think it's way more likely, and I'll just throw a bomb out here, that Jeb Bush gets in this race on the Republican side before Hillary Clinton says she's going to get involved to run against a sitting president.
Real quick, we had a guy on the show this week who wrote a novel about how the 2012 election will wind up with 3 parties. It will not be decided in the Electoral College because 3 parties, none of them will get a majority. It will go to the House of Representatives where it will deadlock for months because the House has to vote state by state for president. And it's going to be very hard to get 26 states to unify their delegations behind a candidate. How likely do you think it is that there will be a third party or independent candidate by this time next year?
Well, this is what the founders originally intended, was for the House to elect the president. That's what they wanted. And there may be some, you know, that there may be a whole lot of value in that. But who's out there? Who's out there to lead it? Not Ralph Nader. I mean, who's out there?
I tell you, though, I think any number of people could do it if we wind up in a situation where obviously Obama's the Democratic nominee, and if the Republican is someone, as Chip Haass is pointing out, who doesn't work for a lot of Republicans. If that person is not able to unite the party, and maybe they will, but if they don't, then don't you think there will be enough Republicans and Democrats left over for that third person to make at least a run for it?
I think we're so divided. I think the country is so divided, right or left, that I don't think there's enough ground in the middle for a third party person. I just don't think so. And I think that when it gets down to who you're going to vote for, I think if the ballot said anybody but Obama, that would be checked.
Oh.
All right, there's your winning party. Wow. 10:46 into the newsroom as we continue Gang of 4 on 550 KTSA.
Continuing to San Antonio 550 KTSA.
It's not a game, I swear. Quick reminder, next Saturday is our annual Buddy Walk for the Down Syndrome Association of San Antonio. I hope you'll come out and join me for that. We'll be at Heroes Stadium, which is right next to Morgan's Wonderland. You all know where that is,
Beautiful
right?
Place.
And we're going to get out there. Early registration at 7. The opening ceremony started at 8. As long as you're there by 9, you can miss all the other stuff. You can be in our Buddy Walk, and you can get more information at dsasa.org. That's the Down Syndrome Buddy Walk next Saturday morning. It won't be raining. It'll be very nice. We'll have had the cool front. We're going to have a great time out there.
Good job.
On our Gang of 4 today, it's Doug Vair, Chip Haass, Nikki Young. You're voting in the JR poll at 599-5555. All right, we were talking a little bit about the presidential race, just a little, you know, not a lot. Is Rick Perry inevitable? I don't think he is.
No.
It's very early, right? Nobody's even voted yet.
But he's winning the popularity vote. I mean, he's got the looks, the charisma. He's kind of basically run a country. But, you know, I think that there's still definitely a long way to go. But I think if, you know, whatever the popularity votes for these popular people that are voting, it seems that he's winning across the board.
I don't know what other people are seeing. I think his debate performances have been horrendous.
Maybe that's why
I don't agree. I don't think they've been horrendous, Jack. I think he's getting his debate legs. I think he was much better in the second debate than he was in the first. But here's what's going to happen. The same thing that Obama did. He was very radical to get the nomination. Then he moves to the center and tells us a whole bunch of half-truths and mistruths to get elected. And I think Perry's got to do the same thing. If he's going to get the Republican nomination, he's got to be crazy right, and then if he's nominated, he's got to move to the middle.
If you're not ready for Michelle Bachmann to bring up HPV, you're not ready for Barack Obama to bring it up. If you're not ready on these questions that you know are coming, then how are you ready for the big? This is a friendly audience. They're all Republicans. Everybody on the stage with you is a Republican.
Yeah, but that
you're not ready for the big battle.
That Tea Party group that was in that audience, they were very mean-spirited. They were terribly mean-spirited.
I'm not just talking about that debate. I'm talking about both debates.
Yeah.
If you feel, he said, I feel like a piñata. Oh, please. You're with Republicans.
I think we're going to forget about this, and it's really simple. That was a stupid thing that he did with the vaccine, but all he has to do is say, look, it wasn't required. Parents could have said no, and that's what he needs to emphasize. It's just like with the providing in-state tuition for children of illegal immigrants. That's something that the legislature, that the people of Texas chose to do. Now, you may not agree with it in Massachusetts, you may not agree with it in Nebraska, but that is a states' rights issue, and if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
But
we chose to do it.
I didn't agree with so he is not the same person that I know on a state level. He's a different person. We talked a little bit about that off air, but I don't understand why, here's where I started losing faith in him and saying he's not the same person. We started talking about the Social Security being a Ponzi scheme.
It is. It is. What do you call, let me ask you this, what do you call it when someone makes an investment and there's no money left, but you're paying them back a return on their investment with new people who are investing? What do you call that? That's a Ponzi scheme.
A Ponzi scheme is, there's a difference between burning Madoff, and they're not informing people of what's happening with the money. I mean,
there's no money there. If you inform them or not, there's no money there. And the one other thing that really drives this home, why it's a Ponzi scheme.
Okay.
When Obama said, unless we raise the debt ceiling, I can't pay Social Security. So where's that money? It's gone. The money that we've all invested is gone. It's a Ponzi scheme.
Okay, but Doug, if he proved his point, where does that leave him?
And that's where he needs to explain to people, look, I don't want to get rid of Social Security. I want to fix it.
How do we know what to believe from a guy who wrote in his book, I believe he wrote it, it should be devolved to the states. The states are broke. The states are not good managers of money. I don't want Illinois to have its own Social Security. Look what they do with their budget. I mean, which Rick Perry is running here? I don't get it.
Well, we know that Social Security is busted and it does not work. We know that.
Okay, so great, but that's not good enough for me to get my vote for president. I mean, look, there aren't easy answers, okay? And I would be the first to say that I don't have all the solutions. So it drives me crazy when I hear the media folks, go off on one candidate. Rick Perry has got to provide solutions. It's not enough to just call it a Ponzi scheme and throw your hands up.
No, you're right.
That's that's just a bomb-throwing thing that gets the public excited about you're using the right rhetoric. But I want somebody who's going to tell me how they're going to fix this. And maybe it's incrementally, It's not like you're going to fix it tomorrow. But I've already paid into it for some years, and I hate the idea that it could just be gone.
That's
exactly.
Right.
So to some extent, just telling me it's a terrible system is not fixing my plight.
All right, we got more Gang of Four coming up on News Talk 550 KTSA after we check midday traffic.
Busy. On 550 KTSA. Karen Close, ladies and gentlemen, in our newsroom.
Karen, our Gang of Four today, just introducing everybody like a good party host. Karen, a new survey, a consumer survey, this may shock some people, finds that 1 out of 5 men says he never uses deodorant. 1 out of 5.
Oh.
You've met that guy, haven't you? Yeah. 1 out of 5 men never use deodorant. The same proportion never uses shampoo. 3 out of 10 don't use soap or shower gel in the shower. What are they just doing? Just wetting it down? Yeah, 100% of them were in the rental car before you got it, right? That's it. See, I thought we were becoming more metrosexual, right? I thought men were
Yeah.
using
That
more
blows me away.
grooming
That's
products.
totally ick.
Doesn't. How does Chip smell? Does he smell good? Nikki is smelling.
He's a hottie.
Okay, so he's not 1 out of 5.
No.
All right.
That's why Karen carries a can of Old Spice.
Yes, she does. She sprays it. She sprays it ahead of her in the radio station. All right. Not that you would ever encounter that at a radio station. No, of course not. Very well groomed here. All right, on our Gang of 4 today, let me reintroduce them to you. Nikki Young is the founder of PrimaDonna Productions. She's the head PrimaDonna, the PrimaDonna.
The Prima.
And it's her birthday today. So
I'm the
Gang of
birthday
4
princess.
is like a cakeless birthday party for Nikki. Chip Haass is the former city councilman in District 10 and somebody who still is very active and involved politically. You told us you're, in fact, working for the election of Joaquin Castro to Congress. Are you thinking about anything for yourself in the future?
You know, I think anytime you got an opportunity to redistrict, opportunities may come up. But no, I mean, I think for right now, what I like is investing in the community by working for candidates. And I'll tell you, your listeners, two that really have impressed me with their work so far, Joaquin Castro, who's now running for U.S. Congress, and Justin Rodriguez, who's running to replace Joaquin in his seat, a former city council member who also has done really well. So I look forward to seeing their careers hopefully take off, and hopefully someday I will get a chance to serve in the public again.
All right, there's Chip Haass and Doug Vair, Director of Publicity and Serving the Public at Retama Park, and announcing earlier today that Retama is extending its live thoroughbred meet.
That's right.
But dropping Thursdays.
Right, we're dropping 3 Thursdays and adding 3 weekends. So we're adding 6 days of racing, 3 more weekends, all the way through November the 5th, which is Breeders' Cup Day, and it's 50 cents Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Boy,
Wow.
people have not been to Retama. That you are missing one of the most, one of the best entertainment bargains.
Totally.
You know, for just a few bucks, you can just have yourself a good time.
It really is. You know, we've been doing this almost 15 years now, our 50-cent nights, and it just amazes me that it continues to be just such a huge success. And what I really like is the number of young people that come out and get to enjoy thoroughbred racing and it's like an old-time county fair atmosphere used to be.
Yeah. Very good.
One thing I didn't say, I'm going to be in a play, The Love List, at the Cameo.
The Love List?
The Love List.
Okay.
And it opens in October and it runs to November, and I'm cast as, wait for it, the perfect woman.
Oh, well, there you go.
I didn't write the play, but they cast me in.
What can we say? They got it right.
I don't know yet. You have to come see the show.
Love live theater.
We had what I thought was a very interesting conversation on the show in the first hour. Not that this part of the show hasn't been interesting too, but we were talking this morning about the Medal of Honor winner who was honored at the White House yesterday. Dakota Meyer is his name. He's a Marine. He was recognized for an incident in Afghanistan where he went into a valley where there was a multiple-hour gunfight where Marines were killed, wounded, trapped, pinned down. They had been lured into an ambush. He went in and not only saved the lives of many people, but helped pull the bodies of the fallen Marines out, killed several enemy fighters, Taliban fighters, and was promoted, left the Marines to go back home and do construction work in Kentucky until the call came from the White House that you're a Medal of Honor recipient. Now, a lot has been made of the fact that he was ordered over the radio repeatedly, stay where you are, don't go in, either because it was hopeless or because they didn't want any civilian casualties. He went in anyway. What does that mean to you? What does that say to you? To me, that describes this whole war. You have the politically correct fight with one hand tied behind your back, don't really fight, just sort of nation build. But then you have Marines who know we don't leave a guy behind, we don't leave people on the battlefield. I can't sit here and listen to this battle and not join these guys.
I think it kind of brings back to me memories of Colonel West, the black congressman from Florida, who was drummed out of the army because when a couple of his men were captured, and he captured a Al-Qaeda fighter in Iraq, he put his .45 to the man's forehead and said, if you don't tell me where my men are, I'm going to kill you. He didn't speak. He fired one round about an inch over his head and said, the next one's going to come between your eyes. The guy opened up. They went and found their compatriots and rescued them, and he was drummed out of the military for doing that.